are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and today I'm going to answer a question that I've gotten on my streams and my comments, which is, how do I level faster? Now, there is no actual answer to this question, just keep playing through the acts, but there is a small answer to this question, which is to gear yourself a little bit better, or just to improve your gear. And once you have, for example, a really good weapon, you'll start flying through content because, of course, you kill things faster. So you kill things faster, you move on, you speed up through content just that little bit faster. So I'm going to teach you how to create a very good two-handed that will carry you through most of the game, as well as how to make a ring that should supplement most of your resistances using essences. Something that I also get questions about of, am I using this correctly? And something that I just wonder myself when it comes to essences. So for those of the uninitiated, we are going to come to PoE.trade. This is the main trading website for Path of Exile, and we're going to find ourselves a two-handed axe. So what we do is we go type two-handed axe, make sure the league is whatever league you're playing in, and then to get the maximum benefit out of what we're trying to do here, we go 5 sockets, 5 links. Now, we don't want to go 6 and 6 because that will cost way too much, and that will not work for us. Well, it will work, but you have to be rich. We're going to click search, and you come across a few weapons that are one alteration. So all that you need to do, very simply, is just click whisper, go to PoE.trade, or go back into PoE, hit Control V, and he's not online. Figures. Alright, next guy. So I don't remember. Okay, that was the guy up here. So we come down a little bit, level 70. Now you can look at the levels. You can't search by level, I don't think. But let's try and find one that will work for us. 45 an alk a week ago. Let's see if our man is willing to sell to us here. This may take a little bit of work. Let's see if I get looking for a party invite from him. And we got a party invite. Alright, so this is for 1 alk. So let us grab an alk, come over here, and pop to his hideout. If you're buying from someone, it's generally considered nice of you to go to their hideout. So there's our weapon, and we can buy it for 1 alk. So we're going to go back to our hideout, and we're going to craft this fella up. Got a nice TY from him, and just say no problem. Alrighty, so now we have our 5-link weapon right here. Now you look at this and you go, oh well, how do you make this any better? It's already got mods on it. So what you do is, I have everything right here. I was gonna go grab it, but you know, I prepared beforehand. So what you do is take an orb of scouring and throw it on this. If you don't have an orb of scouring, you can go back to the exact same website, go back, and then click the currency market, and you can look at what do you want. You click orb of scouring, and what do you have? You pick whatever you have down here. Say you have like a chaos orb or like an orb of fusing. Make sure it's set to your league, and click on chaos orb, hit search, and you can see what the rate is, right? 10 chaos to 22 scouring, right? 2 to 1. So you trade 1 chaos for a scouring, right? Although I wouldn't recommend going for a chaos trade if you're trying to make better items, but you know what I mean. You can trade for pretty much anything. Trade a vol or like breach stones, that sort of thing. And you can get a scouring. This is going to be like the priciest thing that we're going to use today. And so that will make the item entirely white. So what you can then do is you come over here, grab blacksmith's whetstones. Because an item is white, it goes up in 5% per whetstone, right? You'll see it's going up by 5% up to a cap of 20. So you want to do this before you start actually upgrading it. And that will increase the flat physical damage. It'll depend on what the item does for what the quality does. So if I look at my helmet, if I were to quality this, I would have higher energy shield and higher armor, right? Whereas you can't quality rings, right? Okay. Now that we have our weapon here, we can start getting some stats on it. So we're going to take an orb of transmutation, throw it on there, see what we get. We get 6 to 11 lightning damage. Okay, or 6 to 111 lightning damage. And then we can throw an orb of augmentation on it to see what we get. Now, this is okay. depending on the build, but it's not what I'm aiming for, so I'm going to throw an Orb of Alteration on it and see what I wind up with. Fire damage, it's augmented again. No dice. We're looking for % increased physical damage, which we can, if I get it here, this would be wonderful. 8% attack speed. Okay, this isn't awful, but you can get something higher than this. We're looking for as much flat fizz as possible, because that will augment whatever melee attack you are using if you're playing as a like a two-handed marauder type of thing. We want flat fizz, but we want optimally flat fizz, added fizz, like the added fizz you have here would be god roll, but sometimes you have to settle for things. So this wouldn't be that bad to settle for if you've run out of currency. But since we can keep going, there's our % increased fizz, but it is an exceptionally low roll. If we hold Alt, we can see that what we got, it rolled high in that regard, but you can get higher increased fizz than that. You can get like up to 100% increased fizz, so we need to get higher than that. So let's throw on another alteration, throw on another augment, added fizz, but life gain on kill, no dice. Rolled again, mana, added fizz, rolled again, cold damage. Notice how the rolls are getting like higher and lower and that sort of thing. Dex, cold, no thanks. Global crit strike, 19% increased fizz. We got kind of robbed there. Added fizz, increased stun duration, nope. Lightning damage, no. It's going to take a little bit of effort, but you can make yourself a decent item. Now, going a little bit too deep currency-wise might not be worth it, so that's where it comes in to be able to use essences. Now, if you have a specific essence, you can get some pretty crazy stuff from it. So, if you come across these in the world, they're actually worthwhile to open and to kill things in them, and then they will drop these essences. Now, they'll vary, and the stats will vary on them. Screaming, I've found, is the one that you want to opt for. Screaming and wailing are like the highest rolls, air quotes. And these will give you guaranteed stats. So say you were to scour this and roll it with an essence, this would roll between 58 to 77 to 115 to 134 fire damage guaranteed alongside excess stats. It would also make it rare. So while I am doing this to create a blue item, you could just chuck one of these on there if you have one that gives you added fizz or just a high damage roll in the first place, and you'll be good to go as well. So let's roll that again. Added fizz and accuracy. I think, yeah, that's both, right? Yeah. That's also not bad. I would probably stop there if I wasn't going for like a god roll item, right? Chaos resistance, added fizz, yeah, not worth it. Bleeding duration, added fizz, nope. Massive lightning damage, that's not bad either. Dexterity is not spectacular for Marauder, but no dice there. Enemy stun threshold, % increased fizz, but a low roll, not really worth. Accuracy, added cold. Strength added fizz, okay. I would stop here too, potentially. This isn't bad either. But you can see generally what I'm getting at. It's not the cheapest alternative, because you are, of course, relying on RNG. And I'd probably stop there as well, honestly. Fizz and attack speed. Because if you're not pulling out a high fizz roll, then burning through all of your currency to create a good weapon sometimes is worth it, sometimes isn't worth it. Now, another thing that you can do is once you create a decent base that you like, right here, is say you have excess currency left over. You can trade all of these up to maybe say a Chaos Orb, and then trade a Chaos Orb into a Regal Orb, using of course the same website that I covered beforehand. So say, what do you want? We find Regal, or Regal. What do you have? Chaos. Say you find a Chaos Orb lying around. It's a 1-to-1 trade. Say you have a bunch of Alks from selling things. What do you want? Regal, you have Alk. And, well, 20-to-1 is not really the best ratio, but you see what I mean. If you grab a Regal, then what you can do is you can upgrade a magic item to a rare item. So this item, which is our 5-link fizz damage, increased attack speed axe, we click this on here, and we get extra cold damage. Now, we got a little bit screwed. We could have gotten a lot better of affixes, but it is a rather decent two-handed weapon. that has 5 sockets on it and 5 links on it. So what you can do is throw in Sunder up here, and then you add in all of the different support gems that you would like to add. You can chrome the weapon as well to get the correct colors. Say you want 5 red, you can start chrome orbing it. If you have any spare ones, there's 4 red and 1 yellow, that'll be fine. Because what I can do is put Sunder, Bloodlust, well maybe not Bloodlust because it has cold damage on it, but Sunder, increased melee phase, another damage one, put Culling Strike right here, and then another damage one. And you've just created a very, very highly powerful Sunder that will tear through most of the acts and allow you to just speed level a little bit faster. Now, I'd recommend doing this like maybe every 10-20 levels. That's generally how good these weapons are that will carry you for that long. Make sure that you grab a 5-link base, because if you don't grab a 5-link base and you go to make a new weapon that is like a 4-link base, yes, you may have a higher statted weapon, but losing out on that 1 extra gem slot will be massively detrimental to your damage. The weapon just boosts the ability damage in Path of Exile. So making sure you have that 5-link is pretty much required. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do a ring very simply. I have this kind of average ring here, and we're going to just scour that. You can, of course, buy one on PoE.trade, but we're going to make things a little bit simpler. So say we needed fire resistance. So we have a ruby ring right here, and I have an essence that I came across out in the wild right here, which makes it so that other jewelry gets increased fire damage and belts get fire resistance. Alright, we're not going to use ring because I didn't read that correctly. We're going to use the belt. So you come across like a leather belt, which has max life, like mine. And mine has max life, strength max life, and then resists. So you want to get something kind of along those lines, but you've had no luck here. I already have fire resistance here, but we're going to scour it and pretend that doesn't exist. So you come across an essence, and it has exactly what you're looking for. It has the base for fire resistance, right? This will guarantee it as well as upgrade it to a rare. So you just chuck it on there, see what you get. We got low max life, but we got 2 resists. So this actually, all in all, if you're needing fire resistance, isn't that bad. Because you get a little bit of max life, not very much, but max life scales with other nodes you get in the tree. So it doesn't end up being that bad, all in all. And then we get cold resistance, which is just an added bonus at this point, right? Remember, we were going for fire resistance. That's why we used the essence. So we got guaranteed fire resistance, which gives us what we need, as well as just extra bonuses. So that is just simply how to use essences. I haven't really found any other noteworthy uses. They're kind of just like throwaway fillers. So if you get a really high rolled one, you can try and make a decent item with it. And that's about the best that I've kind of figured out. I had a wand, let me try and find it, this wand right here, that I was going to, if it didn't roll anything good, I was going to scour it and then chuck on one of my spell damage ones. I have a spell damage one over here somewhere, I think. I may have used it. I think I used it trying to make a wand. But I had a higher spell damage one than this, and I was going to try and make an item that could sell for a decent price. So once you realize what's worthwhile, but that's a little bit more later on down the line, you can start creating decent-ish items with whaling essences. But that's going to be all from me, and as always, take care, lads. So have it if you sent us down.